Our top story today. Our own city has now become the fault line for a multi-billion-dollar human trafficking operation. As reported by the FBI, dozens of missing people are suspected to have been abducted and sold, all of whom reside in Gotham City. A task force led by our own seasoned Commissioner James Gordon has been working with federal agents in hopes to shed light on this disturbing matter. In an official statement made by the seasoned commissioner, quote, "Despite our best efforts, there are no new developments. As for citizens of Gotham City, no developments whatsoever, despite this growing momentum." The solution to this tragedy, I'm sure, is obvious to all of Gotham's citizens. We need only Batman. The only question remaining, where is he? And what's taking him so very long? This is Vicky Vale, GCN.
Police are searching for multiple juveniles who escaped the East Baton Rouge Youth Detention Facility.
Yes, first and foremost, we do have more information. We now know that it was a total of 5 juveniles that escaped from the juvenile detention center here in East Baton Rouge Parish. We do know that one of those juveniles actually fell into a
Where the hell have you been?
I've been doing my job.
I noticed, no vacancies in holding, thanks to you.
Hitting that pretty hard, I see.
It's a work in progress. My men combed the entire surrounding area. We know where she nabs them, just don't know where she takes them. No record of transportation, no list of potential buyers. It's like they're abducted and vanish. No, that's Ironworks. Been abandoned for years. Nothing but a bunch of empty buildings. Not a soul around for miles.
Exactly.
Look, man, she's got to do another head count or something. I don't see no kid. You have me wandering out here searching with a flashlight. There ain't nobody here. I'm gonna check around back one more time, and if I don't see anybody, I'm coming in. This is bullshit.
Come on. Where are you? Heard you. It's time to come out. Stop hiding, you stupid little...
It's not enough. I will go home. I want to go home. I just want to go home. I want to go home. She's got a lot of us in there.
Everyone is going home.
Just like a man, to leave a woman waiting. I love it when we dance.
What are you trying to do?
A girl can't spend all of her 9 lives knocking off jewelry stores. People get tired of watching the same
I
movie.
told you to leave Gotham behind.
So quick to lecture, but you can't take your own advice. I asked you to leave with me. We had a chance to take off both our masks. You told me no. Told me you can't. Told me that Batman needs a cause. Well, hero, be careful what you wish for. That's it. Whenever a cat owner has an unruly feline, simply put her in a bag and drown her.
Or put her in a cage.
Cops. Can't you get a girl a coffee? Whole milk.
All of this will be for nothing. She needs to give us the buyers' names, but she won't even talk to me.
The press conference is in a half an hour. If I don't tell the people we've solved this crisis, the mayor will have my pension.
Guy in a stupid suit waltzes in here discarding people like trash, and we have to clean up the legal red tape?
You want to talk to him?
Nah, he likes you better.
The jury has returned its verdict in the case of People versus Joseph Chill. The government failed to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Case dismissed.
Your Honor, this is a miscarriage of justice. The government respectfully requests a retrial of this particularly dangerous defendant.
Your Honor, the government failed to carry its burden. Defendant goes free, end of story.
Counsel, I don't know how you tainted this jury, but we'll find out. Your Honor, you can't possibly agree with the jury's verdict. The government respectfully requests a judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
On what grounds, Your Honor? The government can't simply request a redo because it disagrees with the jury's verdict.
We are seeking a new trial to keep this murderous individual off the streets.
Bailiff, release the defendant.
See you around, kid.
The jury has returned its verdict in the case of People versus Joseph Chill. The government failed to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Justice? You call this justice? There's only one way to get justice. Are we not initiates? Call upon the shadows, Bruce, and we shall answer.
You become Batman? You're a bat blunder! You should be pumping gas in Jersey or something like that. You're an idiot. Purpose for pain. Your perception is not your true reality. Your life is a lie.
Oh, you lost, little Matt. You wanna get scratched, lover? This is so sad. So sad.
Well, look what we have here. It's just like looking into a mirror. But the only difference is, I kill your bastard sidekick for laughter.
Case dismissed.
What's going on? Are you okay?
Fine.
Listen, the DA wants that list of potential buyers, and I'm kind of under the gun with the press, so I thought maybe, you could help.
Get out! Get out! Give me the names. This has gone too far. The road to repentance starts here. Why?
We were supposed to be the same. Then you left.
I haven't gone.
Your mind, your heart, left a long time ago. Now you're this, a broken shell.
And for that, damn it, Selena. Think of who you are. Think of where you came from.
I am. They'll share the same fate I had. Beaten, broken, and used. And look how well I turned out. You should be thanking me. A few more lost souls would keep you out of retirement for years.
What the hell are you doing?
I'll give you hero.
Commissioner, your friend out there is really having a hard time. Something has got to be done. He is on the verge of a breakdown. He is in crisis mode. We have to do something.
Fear is the tax that conscience pays for grief.
Look at you. Falling apart. All these years trying to break you physically. All I needed was patience.
Just what we need in here. A stray pussycat. You're a true gentleman, Batman.
After all these years, you finally put me in here. Now I know how you think of me. As an animal.
Look at you, noble bat. Even turning into one thing that gets you off. Justice has no limits.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, Gotham City has been plagued by the heinous crime of human trafficking. But I am here to tell you tonight, this is no longer the case. A hero can take many forms. Our hero hides his face behind a mask. thanks to Batman's efforts, we have put an end not only to this trafficking ring, but he has infiltrated Gotham's underground and locked up some of our worst offenders. Now, rest assured, whenever we need him, no matter how much he has given us, he'll always give more. All we have to do is call on him. Pressure. No, I don't think he knows the meaning of that word. In fact, I can confidently tell you that as long as there is crime and injustice in the world, we needn't do anything except cast a signal to the sky and wait for Batman. Thank you.
Batman won't live forever. Who's gonna take Who is the Batman? Who is he?
What inspired you, Todd, to do a movie about Batman and mental health?
Well, creating a Batman movie about mental health really was a way to explore the depths of the emotions of both myself and Batman at the same time. While at the same time giving the audience a chance, really, to connect with Batman on a different level. And I think, that allows us to really explore the challenges of mental health from a grander scale. My own struggles also factor into this whole movie, as you'll see throughout the movie. Mental health is health. It's across the board. It's everywhere. It's everything. It's all of our struggles. We all struggle with it. And recognizing that, I think, is a challenge. And by bringing Batman into the mix, people have a better understanding of what it means to struggle, and maybe see a part of it in themselves.
So, Todd, can you tell me a little bit about what shadow work means? Because, from being your partner and watching you go through the process of this film, I know quite a bit of this story has also been about your own work, as you said, and doing shadow work. So can you say a little bit more about what is shadow work?
I can. Shadow work is kind of like your, I guess in simple terms, like that part of you that no one sees that you keep hidden, like that little voice on your shoulder or voice in your ear. Oftentimes your subconscious. And a lot of us have struggles, trying to separate those two, creating a balance between the two, even understanding what that might mean. What is that voice in my head? What is that voice coming from somewhere inside me, guiding me, whether it be for better or for worse? And I personally didn't really even know much about that until I started doing my own work. And then realized that, so throughout the course of my life, most of that was probably numbed out by some other behavior, and once I really started diving in and working on my own mental health, I really started to realize that. This film will really help people recognize there's a little more to it. There's a little more to you than what people see on the outside.
Yeah, and so some could say like the shadow is, the struggle between light and dark.
Right.
Like the epic, mythic struggle between light and dark. And light is really easy because, light brings joy and it's the part that you want everybody to see about you, that you love. And the shadow is more that aspect of the shame and the guilt and the places that we really don't want other people to see whatsoever. And really is very hard for us even to face and to look at, but that's where the pearls of wisdom and growth and discovery and really bringing us into balance and developing deeper meaning in relationships really comes in, is when we take a look at that shadow aspect. So you said a little bit about your own discovery and how you had used other mechanisms to kind of avoid looking at that shadow aspect of yourself. We all have those mechanisms that we use in order to avoid looking at the shadow, every single one of us. And so are you willing to talk a little bit about what some of those mechanisms were that you used to avoid that shadow?
Sure. So for me, personally, I use things, whether it was physical activity, the adrenaline junkie stuff, alcohol at times. There's been a struggle in my past with alcohol. Food, which a lot of people don't understand. That's also a very, very good cushion for people, if you will. Mm-hmm. A good numbing agent. But yeah, for me, I think, beating up my body and always trying to just move ahead and focus on a distraction was my way of numbing and dealing with that shadow.
Yeah, and so really the shadow holds all of the pain, right? If we were really to simplify it, it really holds the incredible amount of pain that we have as humans that we kind of carry with us, the burdens that we carry with us, right?
Exactly. In fact, I didn't even get into figuring out that I needed to work on my shadow until more recently, a handful of years ago. But it started becoming more relevant after the death of my dad about 10 years ago, almost 12 years ago at this point. And some of the guilt that left behind, and trying to understand where that factored into why am I feeling this way, how do I deal with this when I didn't even know it existed, and then with a really good therapist, we started unpacking, and out of that unpacking came this project.
All right, so as you've been talking a little bit about the shadow work, it kind of brings to mind Joseph Campbell's archetype of the hero's journey, and the thought is that everyone, each of us as humans in this lifetime is on their own hero's journey. And so what does that mean, right? So a hero's journey is really where we try to find meaning and purpose in our existence. And part of finding that meaning and purpose is actually dealing with the duality of light and dark. And, so the knight goes out and he's going on this grand adventure searching for meaning and purpose and value, only to find that, he comes home empty-handed, rescuing the princesses and bringing back the gold to the castle, and all of these things really aren't the holy grail that give him meaning and purpose. It's really when he faces his inner demons and those inner dragons that he begins to find the real value of who he is as a human being. So I know part of this process for you and this awakening for you was a really incredible book that you read. Do you want to say anything about that book?
Dr. Travis Langley, an author, Batman and Psychology, a clinical psychologist, and he kind of goes through the lore of Batman and points out all the things that are relatable to psychiatry, and whether it be with Batman, whether it be the relationship with Batman and Catwoman, whether it be the relationship with the Joker and Batman. It doesn't really matter. He really takes a deeper look into the psychology of a superhero. It's a very, very good read. And the other part I love about it is that he makes it real. He keeps it where anyone can understand and put themselves in that place.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen in our real world with first responders, with the weight of the world on their shoulders, especially in today's day and age. They're heroes. You can totally relate that conversation to that book. Mm-hmm. This is definitely a film to raise awareness, in a community-wide attempt to let people start conversation. I think there's a lot that can be learned from things like this. In fact, working in mental health with you, I think it's been important to understand that we are part of this community and part of the grand scheme of raising awareness all the time, just in what we do. So, for me, it was how do I raise awareness? You bring Batman in, because if I made a mental health movie just about me, no one's going to want to sit through it. No one's really going to be that interested. But when people can relate to a character like Batman, people are going to watch, and people are going to understand, and it's going to hit them. It's going to hit them close to home, and that's really what we're after. We want people to go, oh,
mm-hmm.
Now I get it.
And maybe begin the journey like you did by reading
right.
Batman Psychology.
Right.
And then that that stimulated you or intrigued you enough or triggered you
Exactly.
enough to like begin that process. So
Right.
your hopes is that this, through looking at this through the lens of Batman, helps kind of trigger a process for somebody else and create a conversation.
Yep.
Super. Thanks. Thanks for joining me today in this interview, and thanks for putting all this effort into creating a film to raise awareness.
Wow.
It's important that we all tell our stories.
Right.
Each one of our stories, each person's story is valid and unique and is needed. So thanks.
You're welcome. And, you know, there's more.